So anyway, we're back. We have an old friend that's joined us, Terry Bean. He's going to come in and talk about a lot of ideas he was laying on me when I was inviting him to join us on leadership and communications and all that jazz. Right, Terry?
Absolutely, man. We'll get you all fired up and ready to go. Moving into 2023. Let's do it.
All right. Fire away. Matt, why don't you take the first question?
All right, Terry, tell us a little bit about your plans for the new year. What you think happened in your world, sort of online marketing and leadership and all of those things that you present on. What happened in 22 and what do you see coming up for 23?
I see some big changes in 2023, and it's already started, right? If we're not taking excellent care of the people that we entrust to take excellent care of our business, they're gone, right? How often are we hearing about the great resignation or the secret escape or people just jumping ship in general? And so one thing that I've looked at is it works out really well for me as a coach and a trainer and a speaker is the idea that when we invest in our people and we give them new knowledge, new skills, new ways to interact, not only with our customers or our coworkers, but even at home with our families, it's a real win. So I'm going to spend a lot of my time training and coaching around what historically has been called soft skills. I have a master's degree in communications from EMU, and I remember somebody saying, "Wait, back up! You're getting a master's degree in common sense?" And I'm like, "What's the number one refrain about common sense, people?
It's not common.
It's not that common." So that's where I'm starting, or at least that's what I'm working on now, and have been for a bit now, and we'll triple down, quadruple down, go all in on. So that's what I'm seeing. What are you guys seeing? Anything fun?
Well, there's always lots of fun when Matt and I are doing this show, right? So, but communications really is a problem. And particularly, I've discovered the tones in emails. Sometimes when I talk to people virtually or live, I get a different vibe. And then I get these emails where I feel like, what's going on here? And then when I sort of say that to the person, they go, "Oh, no, I didn't mean that." So, I mean, that's got to be one big one right there. I mean, because I work with a lot of people, and sometimes I think I'm getting flamed, and they don't mean that, right? They may mean it, but they don't say it, right?
Rule number one, man, is don't read tone that doesn't exist, right? We take in communication through our filters. And so we apply those in ways that have nothing to do with what the sender intended. So, I'll look at an email. My wife will be like, "What do you think this guy's saying?" And I'm like, "They're saying exactly what they said." "No, I'm pretty sure they're saying this and this." No, just let it go. If they wanted to say that, then they would have said this differently. So we instill a lot of tone that may or may not exist. Don't do that.
So when it comes to reaching people with your messages, whether it's for your business or for even your personal life, there's this continuing atomization of platforms out there with, new social media platforms coming up all the time. How do you manage the mess? How do you manage, being on all of these different platforms?
Oh man, the new one that's coming out is Post. Are you guys on the waiting list for Post yet?
No.
Supposed to be all positive, right? None of that negative. Supposed to be the, almost a counterpart to what's the one, Truth or whatever the latest one that came out is. Listen, find where your audience is. Spend time there. Find ones that you understand, are comfortable using, and share your values. Spend time there. And if you're really bored, find a third one that maybe your competitors or the thought leaders in your space are spending time, so you can actually learn some things, right? Social media wasn't when we first started talking, Matt, back in, well, not when we first started talking, but when you came to the social media class I did in 09, right? It wasn't strictly broadcast. It was 360 degrees. Now it's drive-by posting, right? So, let's go back to a little bit of give, a little bit of take, a little bit of share, and let's celebrate what we make. I had to find something to rhyme with take.
That was good. You did good there. So,
Thank you.
I was looking at I always ask guests for talking points, and one of yours was video. And obviously, we're doing video, and you turned me on to a new platform where I can stream multiple platforms at the same time when I do the show. So, and then I've read studies and I don't know how much you read into a study, that say that 80 to 85% of what's really being consumed on social media is video. Is that your take on this?
100%, man. Facebook started gearing up their platform in 2017 to be 80% video consumption, right? Maybe not total posts, but consumption by 2020. That's 2 years ago already. So that's where the move is. So here's my single best tip. And Mike, I've talked to you about this on more than one occasion. Posting a video that drives traffic away from the platform is a horrible idea, right? So don't put a YouTube link on LinkedIn or Facebook. They don't love that. They're going to downgrade the amount of people that see it. And the other thing that I have to mention is do not just post a video without wrapping it in some context. Tell people either what they might see in it, why you shared it, or why you think they'll care about it, and your view count is highly likely to go up.
No. All right. So your personal business is always been an interesting story to me. What products are you working on cooking up here for people?
You know what I did, Matt? You'd love this. I went through my laptop about 3 weeks ago, and I just said, all right, what do I have in terms of presentation decks, whether they're keynotes or whether they're training? What's that look like? And I pulled down into one folder, I think it was 41 different decks.
I would have assumed it was even more than that, but go ahead.
My laptop's only 3 years old, man. I didn't go to the external drive. I just went on this laptop in Google Drive, right? So it's so much content that I've created, and I look at it, and Mike, you can relate to this. You create a bunch of content, and if you do it well, you monetize it once. And I'm like, why am I monetizing this once? So right now I've formulated kind of a learning path, like I mentioned, through soft skills. There's sales, there's leadership, there's social media, there's influence, there's thought leadership, there's mindset. And I've built out some learning paths for people so they can either grow their business, they can grow their reach, or they can grow themselves. Right. So I'm all about human potential right now. That's my true focus. And, I always talk about, you see these guys that pop up out of nowhere on social media. You're like, wow, this guy's really good. Where's he been or she been? And, I'm always like, I only wanted to deal with people that can show their work. And I've got enough history of showing my work that I feel like I'm well positioned to do some stuff. But like John Assaraf says, the difference between good coaches and bad coaches has nothing to do with skills, has nothing to do with money. It only has to do with marketing.
Which, in one of your points, you said make sure that your message is spot on, right?
Yeah, right. If there are people, they're rare, but there are people that literally everybody's a client. I did some work for an insurance company. Most anybody that could hear the sound of my voice could be a client of an insurance company. but that doesn't mean you want everybody or should be marketing to everybody. We still have to pick out certain niches, certain groups that we're at least speaking to or asking for referrals from. And then, someone might say, oh, well, I don't know the guy that heads up the Alumni Association at University of Michigan, but I know the one that heads up the Michigan State University. Will that work? Yes, it will. Because when we get specific, we can allow our audience to actually draw some conclusions on their own.
So, I've learned after all these years of doing this that, like you just said, networking is everything, and it may not get you the sale, but if you know the right person to go to, at least you can make the pitch, right?
That's it. Right? It's a lot stronger proposition if Matt says to his client, hey, Terry's a great coach and a great trainer, you should talk to him, than me calling up to Matt's client and saying, I'm a great trainer and a great coach, you should talk to me. That third party endorsement's powerful.
Did you want to add to that since he called you out there, Matt? So
no. I was gonna ask you, Terry, give us what you thought were the highlights of TEDx Detroit this year.
Ooh, I like that question. And I feel like I say this every darn year, but at the end of the day, right, when the last speaker finished, I looked at Charlie Wahlberg and I said, that is the best show we've ever put on stage. And it was true. So one of my new favorite businesses in town, I don't know if you guys have seen ASX. They're doing some really cool drone work right at the old Detroit City Airport, Coleman Young Airport. So John Romanelli got up and spoke in 2017 and said, traffic sucks, we need to fix it. And 5 years later, he has an actual drone built. Like, I went and saw it and heard it, and it's live and carries 2,000 people. That was amazing. There was this roller skating troupe was an absolute trip. Some of the personal stories of growth and conquering and pulling yourself up by the bootstraps were amazing. Some of the stuff around EVs and the history of EV and where we are today was really, really cool. It was, all in all, it was a great day, and so great that we're already busy working on 2023. So,
whoa.
Yeah, that's early for us. Normally we take a couple, 3 months off. Didn't even take 2 days off this year.
So, do you have a venue yet for next year? Have you sorted that out?
I've got a 90% venue, but I don't have contracts inked. And I've got a date of late September, but nothing's signed and in writing, but I'll let you know as soon as it is. Okay.
And then you did really well. I mean, we chatted beforehand, and so you were saying that you had a very big audience, right? Is that correct?
We always want more people, but we managed to put about 1,100 folks into the music hall this year. So we were pleased with the attendance, especially where we are in the cycle and where we are in the economy, but that venue fits 1,600 or 1,700. So as far as we're concerned, we were short like 500 people, man.
All right. Well, better luck next time, right? So,
yes, sir.
But I mean, you've been doing this for what, like 20 years now or something like that?
Oh, good Lord. Next year will be number 15, buddy.
I knew it was out there. Yeah. So.
Well, I know that, and the first one was in a 300-seat auditorium at Lawrence Tech. So I know you've grown that event quite a bit.
Yeah.
That's it. And the largest one was about 4,000 people at Fox Theater. So,
wow.
We go up and we go down, we go back up. We'll get back up again.
All right. Well, coming to the end of your segment, so we always ask you, now that you got them all excited and that we've heavily endorsed you as a coach and all about Bon Vivant, great guy. So how do they reach you?
The best way to find me is to head over to the website, trybean.com, TRYBEAN.com.